After dealing with an abhorrent amount of monkeys to get through to this island, we're outside a hut, a shack, a building, a house, a flat, a bungalow, a nice place to live. No, not a nice place to live. What a horrible place to live, honestly. This would be the worst place you could possibly live. Look at all this foliage. Ugh. I'm sure it's pretty most of the time, but I'm 90% sure there are 80% of the things here are going to kill you, and just God knows what else. But let's go inside, all of us. Hello, I'm coming in. Oh, he saw me come through. He was watching me through the window. Hello, random elf wizard who's level 50 and probably going to kick my ass.
What do you want of me? I did not choose to live on this island for its ambience.
Ambiance?
I chose it so I wouldn't have to entertain fools. Leave me be.
Calm down. I'm not here to bother you. I'm looking for a grave.
That is quite the fool's journey, just to find someone's dead body.
Yeah, I do agree.
I'm afraid to ask. But whose grave would you be looking for?
I'm looking for the final resting place of the Nasurdin. Why are you afraid to ask?
I'm afraid to ask, because I know the answer. There's only one reason any fool would risk his life to come here, and that is to search for the great Nasurdin.
God, he sounds so down with it. The great Nasurdin. What an asshole. You're right, I'm looking for his remains. It does like to hold him in high regard.
The great Nasurdin is nothing but a thorn in my side all these many years.
How is that? He's been dead 2,000 years.
I should have died 2,000 years ago, if not for some foolish instinct of self-preservation. I should have let myself die then.
He stares off into the distance. You can't be. I mean, it's impossible.
I suppose you've never heard of a regenerative shell, eh? I'm not surprised. Only the most powerful mages can conjure one up. I wish I'd never learned how myself. I wouldn't have had 1,000 years to ponder all my stupendous mistakes.
Ooh, brilliant word. Stupendous. Why would you say that? You saved the world from Aranax, and how the heck am I your resurrected person? How am I you?
No. I delivered the world to Aranax. I put in place the system that he felt was his for the taking. I even imparted my elven arrogance to him. I must bear full responsibility for his actions.
A little bit dramatic, don't you think? Aranax's actions were his own.
You do not understand. He was my son. I taught him everything. Only to see him be carried away by his youthful temper. I should have seen it. There must have been a way to stop him before it came to what it did.
I heard all legends, but can you tell me really what happened?
It started in the Age of Legends. I was young, headstrong. I thought I could take on the world, and I did. I fought the good fight to protect the lesser races, as I arrogantly called them, from the chaos that raged everywhere. Dragons, demons, evil sorcerers, I fought them all and won. And this, all before even the days of the Elven Council.
Do you have somewhere I can sit, at least? I mean, there's a lot of us here. Could you offer some refreshments? It's really not pleasant. This place might have some great teas. Do you have any leaves? How did the Elven Council come about?
I gathered a group of idealistic mages together, and we created an Elven Council. For the good of all. You really believe that?
Yes, I bet you did.
At the time, I suppose it was even true. I really believe things began to change when we discovered a way to banish things from this plane of existence.
Why?
It was the ultimate weapon. Once something was banished from this plane of existence, it could never return. With ultimate power comes ultimate responsibility.
Yes, Uncle Ben.
Ultimate corruption.
Also true.
We were quick to use it on new and ever more terrible threats. The Bane of Kree, Krakatur, Gorgoth, Kurgan.
We only know about the first two. The Bane of Kree, the only thing we know about him was he completely wiped out a city on his own. Kree, we've been there, we found the ruins, we've murdered everyone who was living there again. And yeah, Krakatur wanted to become some kind of half-dragon hybrid. We found his book. I think I still have his book. I hope I have his book. We also have his eye, I think, as well, which is lovely. Gorgoth, I don't know. I don't know anything about Gorgoth. And Kurgan, how did Aranax fit into all this?
Sometime during all this heroic carnage, my son came of age. I quickly ushered him into the council, amidst some of the others' protest about his young age and inexperience. And then it all came crashing down upon me. Look, are you certain you really want to hear all this self-pitying drivel?
At least he admits his own dribble. Of course. So what did Aranax actually do that was so terrible?
He had taken it upon himself to keep the balance, as he termed it. He believed that being a member of the council validated any course of action he chose to pursue. This meant attacking anything he saw as a threat, such as a city that had begun building advanced technological devices. Vendegroth, it was called.
Oh yes, we've heard bits and pieces of that, but not much.
He warned them to cease their destructive behavior and destroyed one of their factories to underscore his point. Justifiably afraid for their very lives, they swiftly constructed a device that could destroy even the most powerful wizard. He responded by calling on forces that few of us had ever seen, and wiping not just the city, but the whole province of Vendegroth from the face of Arcanum with one blow.
Well, that is impressive. That's pretty damn terrible.
He felt himself betrayed when the council condemned his actions.
I wasn't expecting a
He showed
cutscene.
no remorse. In his arrogance, he was sure he would be vindicated. I cast the deciding vote to banish my own son.
Oh dear.
If I must die, I will be the last, he screamed as he hurled the spell that brought an end to the council, the age of legends, and my will to live. It was a harsh dawn that morning on the plains of Brodgar, and it was there in the shadow of the Black Spire that our armies met in the most terrible battle that Arcanum has ever seen.
Is there meant to be something? Oh, there we go. Oh shit, nice headbutt, dude. Oof.
As the sun set, only 4 of us were still alive to witness the destruction we had brought to pass. I found Aranax among the corpses of our decimated armies, and it was there that I condemned my own son to the void.
Ooh, God.
Only through our combined might that Aranax was subdued, and I watched my own son fall into the horror of the void. But such was the fury and power unleashed by this conflict that the very fabric of reality was torn asunder. With our remaining energy, we were able to seal the rift with powerful wards, and the Ring of Brodgar still stands today as a monument to my son's destructive pride and my own unforgivable failure.
When I regained consciousness, I was on the shore of Thanatos. I'd regained just enough energy to seal myself in a regenerative shell. I remained that way for 1,000 years. No one had ever stayed in a shell for anywhere near that amount of time. Somehow, my magical hibernation extended my life much beyond that of even the most powerful elven mages.
Why have you hidden yourself here for 1,000 years?
The world out there is not mine. It only serves to remind me of my failure. Everyone I knew, everything I held dear is gone. I myself should have died long ago. Besides, I do not fancy being worshipped as a god.
Know the feeling. The Panari think I'm your reincarnation.
I pity you, then. I received a taste of their hero worship from Mannix, and I can tell you I didn't like the taste of it one bit.
So you knew about Mannix and the Panari?
I'm well aware of the whole Panari tomfoolery, yes.
Tomfoolery.
When I emerged from my regenerative state, I traveled to the mainland. I suppose I thought I could somehow live among the world again. After I spoke with that Mannix fellow, I knew I was deluding myself.
Did he tell you how the Panari began?
He did not know much. Mostly some fanciful notions mixed with bits and pieces of history. As near as I was able to put together from speaking with him, Kryn Urden, the last surviving member of the council, started the Panari simply to maintain the wards, to periodically strengthen them, as it were.
Did you tell Mannix who you were? Are you aware that Karahan? Can never say his way. Kanhua murdered Mannix.
When Mannix disappeared, I knew that something of that nature must have transpired.
And you did nothing about it.
I decided it was no longer my place to play a god. Who am I to decide who is right? When I took on that role before, well, you have already heard what happened then.
You just need to do something about it now.
I feel as if I've been waiting to hear those words since I awoke those many years ago. I had hoped it would never come to this. Why, Aranax? Why can't you see the folly of the path you've chosen? What are you going to do about this situation?
Please don't involve me in your family troubles. What am I going to do? He's your son. What are you going to do?
I fear there is nothing I can do. I'm old, tired. I do not believe I could stand up against my son now, even if I could find the heart to try.
How is he still so powerful after all this time?
We do not know what life in the void is like, if it can be even called life. Who knows what sources of power could be found on the other side?
There must be some way to stop him.
I can think of only one possible strategy to defeat him now. You must retrieve the Vendigroth device that was meant to destroy him.
The Vendigroth device? You said Vendigroth was destroyed.
And so it was, above ground. There are many catacombs and tunnels lying beneath the surface. Some of the members attempted to retrieve it to use against Aranax, but they never returned. We were forced to battle him without it, and you know the consequence of that.
What does the device do?
Extremely powerful mages have the ability to regenerate themselves whenever they are badly hurt, as I did. If one is powerful enough to hurt a master sorcerer gravely, the mage will retreat into his regenerative shell and emerge stronger than ever. The device is the only way known to disrupt the regenerating shield.
And disrupting the field kills the mage event?
Quite so. The technology of the device is designed to disrupt the field in such a way as to cause the shell to drain the life force instead of regenerating it. Quite gruesome to contemplate, actually.
Just a bit, yeah.
It is said that one who is killed in this manner is forever separated from this world, with no chance of being returned magically or otherwise.
How do I find this device?
You must search the ruins of Vendigroth in the wastes where the city once lay.
Where can I find the ruins? The wastes are vast, as you know.
I do not know exactly. Those days are long past.
I know where it is.
And with them, a better part of my memory, I'm afraid.
Yeah, fair enough. I respect that.
All I know is that at one point, Vendigroth and its settlements spread out over that whole area, now known as the Wastes. There was a bridge leading into the Vendigroth province. Here.
He marks your map. Why didn't you retrieve the device?
I must conserve what little remains of my energy to banish you to the void once you have retrieved the device. The banishment spell is rarely performed by a single mage. Its power requirement is so great.
Hold on, you're going to banish me?
Certainly. If we were to wait for Aranax to breach the wards, I fear the loss of life would be immeasurable.
It seems everything has fallen on me once again.
The irony of all this is not lost on myself. One might almost believe the prophecies to be true. It does appear that you are instrumental in halting this cataclysm. If only this were not necessary. I had hoped if Aranax ever returned, he would have realized the error of what he had done.
Judging from my encounter with him, I'd say he had not.
Yes. It is obvious to me that he has committed himself to a path which can only end in his destruction.
What do I do once I retrieve the device?
You must meet me at the site of the wards, the Ring of Broadguard as they are now known. The barrier between the worlds is thin enough there for me to be able to send you across by myself. I would suggest that you bring as much help as you can recruit, as it will be no easy task to defeat Aranax.
I'll do it, but can you clarify some things for me before I'm off?
What is it that is troubling your thoughts?
Can you tell the others that were banished?
Whose tale of woe would you like to have recounted?
What was the story behind Gorgoth?
Gorgoth's is a simple tale, though disturbingly common in the Age of Legends. He was a mindless beast with an insatiable appetite. He had a liking for halflings, if I recall correctly. Bringing him low took quite a fierce battle, though a mindless one. He could think of nothing to do with him, so he banished him to the void to keep him from wreaking any more havoc. What is it that is troubling? Whose tale of woe would you like to have recounted?
Can you tell me about Kurgan?
Kurgan was a member of the council, the only human one, in fact. He was a dabbler, he was, always experimenting and searching for new magics. His discovery of the necromantic arts was the beginning of the end for him. The council took a dim view of magics that had the ability to manipulate the very life force of a being, and we bade him to stop any further inquiries in that area.
I'm assuming he didn't.
He totally disregarded our warnings and continued his ghastly experiments. Aranax was assigned to investigate, and turned up the rather disturbing details. Kurgan had been stealing corpses and experimenting with their life forces. What was infinitely more disturbing to me, though, was the vehemence of Aranax's drive to have Kurgan banished rather than simply exiled.
Why did Aranax's attitude trouble you?
Our mission was to impartially judge, to rule for the common good, regardless of our personal feelings. Aranax did not even attempt to hide his hatred of Kurgan. Worse, I always suspected that Aranax's hate was based more on the fact that Kurgan was a human on the Elven Council than on the facts of the case.
Do you not think Kurgan's crimes warranted his banishment?
I believe our decision was the correct one. It is just that there is a proper way to conduct oneself, and Aranax was neither unbiased nor objective. I began to have serious misgivings about his membership on the council after this. The whole Vendigroth situation exploded shortly afterwards, before I could come to a decision about Aranax's role on the council.
Aranax sounds quite the racist. Lovely. You see a lot of it in this game, don't we? Hasn't really changed in 2,000 years. How was Kurgan experimenting with his victims' life forces?
Kurgan was pulling their spirits back from the other side to attempt to communicate with them, experimenting in different ways to perfect his resurrection magic, and worst of all, casting their life force out of the bodies once again.
Now, they said they have a negative view on necromantic magics, but isn't that what they have with the regenerative shells? Isn't that essentially messing with their life force and restoring it? It seems kind of hypocritical.
What is it that... Whose tale of woe would you like to have recounted?
Alright, let's talk about the Bane of Kree.
The Bane of Kree. Bringing him to justice was what established my reputation as a warrior, which eventually led to legends surrounding me which I had no control over. The Bane was a nomad warrior who was able to gather together nearly all the ancient nomadic tribes and create a vicious army out of them. I became involved when he slaughtered the army of Kree.
What happened then?
His legendary courage failed him. When faced with certain defeat, he lost his mind and fled back to Kree. He had his army slaughter every man, woman, and child in his desperation. I do not know what he hoped to accomplish by this. When I caught up with him, I was overcome by a bit of the madman myself. I banished him single-handedly in my fury, which is not an easy thing to do, even then. What is it that is troubling your thoughts? Whose tale of woe would you like to have recounted?
Krakatur.
Krakatur was a conniving coward who found a way to turn himself into a twisted monster, half man and half dragon. In this form, he terrorized cities and villages, killing their inhabitants and burning them to the ground. After a colossal battle and his defeat at the hands of the council, he cried and begged us not to banish him. Pathetic.
Yeah, okay, I kind of agree with that bit.
What is it that is troubling your Whose tale of woe? What is it that is troubling your thoughts?
The Panari believe I'm your reincarnation.
I pity you, then. I received a taste of their hero worship from...
That's it. Well, that was enlightening. We now need to head back to... Well, we now need to leave the Isle of Phantos and head back to the mainland. But I don't think we're fully done here just yet. I think there's something else we can do here. We're going to take a quick look around in like a small episode next time, and then I'm pretty sure I can get out from here. I hope so. I don't want to go back for that maze. But let's have a chat with everyone else.
How can I help you? What do you need to know? Thanatos? Bloody monster island. A place of death. And for some reason, I agreed to come along. Remind me to get my head examined when we get back to the mainland. If we get back there.
No one else? Let's see what Payne's got to say.
What can I do for you, Will? Surely. What would you like to know?
What can you tell me about the Vendigoth ruins, Franklin? I can't say I've ever heard of the Vendigoth ruins, but the Vendigoth Waste. Now there's a place where the self-respecting adventurer would feel right at home. If the scorching sun doesn't get you, the myriad man-eating beast will. I can't think of a better time. I get worried about Franklin sometimes. He's very out there, isn't he? Right, hopefully I can get out from here. It looks like I can. I hope so. Please let me out. Please. Come on, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Isn't gonna let me out, is it? But no, all we have left is the Vendigoth Waste and the Void, and then we're done. That will be it. Which is pretty interesting, really. Have I gone the wrong way? I think I might have. Oh, shit. Oh no, I'm okay. I think I can get out. No, I can't. I went the wrong way. Okay. Yeah, the last place we got left are the Vendigoth Wastes, and that's it. There is one thing there of particular importance, and that is the City of Mages. We talked a little bit about this with Perrin, I can't remember his name. We met him on our return visit from Kantara to Tarant. He was talking to Mr. Willingsby. He told us a bit about the City of Mages. I'm not sure we can go in, and I would probably be very inclined to kill everyone. But that's not going to be a good idea, I think. Or insult them until they attack me because I want to avoid any moral problems that might bring. I have to keep lawful good, you know. Anyway, my moral issues aside, have I gone the wrong way again? Oh my fucking Christ. How do I get out? Do I have to go out through the way I came in? Ah, oh, no, don't tell me that. Did I really take the wrong... I think I did take the wrong way. Oh no, I have to go out the way I came in. Oh, that's crap. Oh, God. That's terrible. That's really awful. I'm pretty sure there's a way I can get out from Nasurdins' shack, but oh dear. It's really gonna make me go back the way I came. It's not the first time a game's done that, but for some reason with this, it's even worse. You know what? I'm actually gonna try a spell of exiting. I don't think it'll work, but I'm gonna try it. That just takes me to Nasurdin! Oh. Right, I'm just gonna see if I can find a way out. God help me. Oh, I get out that way! Oh goodness, that's ridiculous, that's crazy! Alright, I'm getting out of here. No, let me out. Please. Why did you open the thing when I can't get out? The path is blocked. Well, isn't that just fucking peachy? Let me out. Hmm. 20 minutes of dialogue and then 20 minutes of me trying to get out of freaking Nasurdin's resting place, and I can't. Why can't I get out? Why would you put this here? Is there another way out I can take? Is it just being awkward because of the sake of being awkward? Can I just use teleport? I'm pretty sure I have a scroll of teleporting. No, I sold it. Oh, you moron. Why would you do that? Is this the way out? Please tell me this is the way out. Oh, God. I'm making you suffer through this because this is terrible. I don't want to go through the whole maze again, but I think I might have to. Oh, that's so mean, game. Why would you do this to me? It's open here. Can I at least go into the fast travel from here? Come on, let me out. No, it's not open. I see trees. No. Why is this place so large? Why is it stop loading there? What is going on? I think the game's given up the ghost at this point. I'm like, oh god, he's trying to get out. Come on, game. Give me a bone here. Give me something, please. Please, please, please. Please, please, please. Okay, take me to Lambridge. Take me to Lambridge. Just took me back to Nasurdin's resting place again, haven't you? Oh no, that's so fucking horrible. I can't wait here. Can you teleport me out? I don't want to walk.
Where is the device? Why are you delaying? It is of the...
I could fight him. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's a really bad idea, honestly. Alright, I'm gonna walk out here normally. I will see you in the next one, where we're gonna explore the mainland proper and see if we can find the bits I couldn't find before. And Toodles, why is this like this? Help.